What does the victim think about themselves? How does a victim think about themselves? Is there an actual formula for being a victim? What if there was? What if people train themselves to be victims? What if being a victim was a habit that people unconsciously developed? Would that change any of the ways that you see yourself? Would that change the ways you see other people? Let's get technical for a moment. The definition of the victim mentality is an acquired personality trait in which a person tends to regard himself or herself as a victim of the negative actions of others and to think, speak, and act as if that were the case, even in the absence of clear evidence. A victim mentality depends on habitual thought processes and attributions. So you remember the three elements of the metaphysics of identity creation flowchart, right? Language, imagination, and energy. If a victim mentality depends on a habitual thought process, then what are the language patterns? What are the specific habitual thoughts? And what if they're already mapped out? The three pillar language patterns that script people's victim mentalities are negations, projections, and soft language. This is the victim mentality language pyramid. The first pillar of victim mentality language is negations. The definition of negation language is to speak about what wasn't, what isn't, and what won't be. Past, present, and future. Negation language keeps people's imagination flooded with images of what they think they can't do, what didn't happen, what that person shouldn't have said, what their mom isn't doing for them, how their father wasn't there for them, and an endless stream of what they don't want and don't like. It's the psychological and emotional equivalent of continually kicking a wall and wondering why your foot keeps hurting. When someone thinks, I hope I don't choke in this interview, what are they going to visualize? When they visualize themselves choking in the interview, what do you think will happen to their confidence and enthusiasm? Of course, it'll go down. And how important is solid quality energy for a job interview anyway? Just as important as it is on a first date. The second pillar of victim mentality language is projections. The definition of a projection is to blame someone or something outside of you for what you're thinking and feeling. Projections have the interesting quality of creating victim-perpetrator dynamics. I'm the innocent victim free from responsibility, and they are the evil perpetrator that is liable for my hurt feelings. Projections are really easy to spot once you've trained your ear to hear them. Why? Because a vast majority of the population uses them on an almost daily basis. You've heard them your whole life, especially if you grew up around people arguing. You embarrassed me. Dave isn't letting me live my life. You never let me think for myself. Stephanie rejected me. And an endless variety of finger pointing and blame gaming. When someone says, Stacy makes me feel insecure, what kind of mental imagery will they create? They'll make a picture of Stacy doing something to them. They're the victim, Stacy's the perpetrator. Then what happens to their energy? They'll get angry and defensive towards Stacy, and blame her for their emotions and feelings. It's the classic lose-lose scenario. The third pillar of victim mentality language is soft language. The definition of soft language is the use of softening words to create excess uncertainty and avoidance about a particular concept or choice. Guesses, likes, maybes, probablys, I thinks, perhaps, coulds, possiblys heavily influence the integrity of people's imaginations and feelings. When someone says, "I guess I might be procrastinating," how will they see themselves? They'll see themselves weakened and indecisive, which will be closely matched by how they feel. Soft language breeds doubt, worry, stagnation, and procrastination, all of which are chronically disempowering. If someone spends a majority of their time staring at negative, irritating pictures, negations, are chronically blaming other people and outside circumstances for their problems and failures, projections, and have a hard time trusting themselves and making decisions, soft language, how could they really step into their power and change their life? Victims have a unique language, and that's empowering to know. Why? Because the more you know about it, the more you can easily avoid it, especially if you want to have fun and enjoy your life to the fullest.